Hello, dear learners of English grammar, welcome to my Grammar for All channel. I am Koresh Babu, a retired lecturer in English from Hyderabad. In today's video, I am going to give you a detailed picture of the kinds of sentences in the English language. I hope that the knowledge of this grammatical aspect will surely expand your knowledge of English grammar. If you are interested in this topic, please stick around till the end. Now let's get into the video. Kinds of sentences. It is meant for all, grammar for all. But before I get into the video, I would like to ask you a small question. What do you speak in English in your everyday life? I mean to say, do you speak only words or sentences? Undoubtedly, you speak only sentences made up of words, right? Then, if I ask you what kind of questions, what kind of sentences you speak, then you cannot say that you speak only certain sentences because there are many kinds of sentences, right? And now, how many kinds of sentences are there? What are they? All those details we are going to learn in this video. Please now get into the video. Dear learners of English grammar, broadly speaking, there are four kinds of sentences. The grammarians have divided all the sentences just into four groups or four categories. What are they? Here you see assertive sentence or declarative sentence or statement. Number two, interrogative sentence or question. Number three, imperative sentence, right? Number four, exclamatory sentence. In this way, all the sentences in the English language have been divided by the grammarians into these four categories or four groups or four kinds, anything you can say. Now, let us know about each and every kind of sentence very briefly. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. And here you see assertive sentence. Dear learners of English grammar, assertive sentence, this has also other two names. It has got two other names, declarative sentence and statement also. Assertive sentence, declarative sentence, statement. All these three names are given to only one kind of sentences. Okay, only one kind of sentences. Remember. So then assertive sentence means what? Now I'll give you the definition. What is that? Any sentence, okay, any sentence that asserts asserts means what? To state firmly that something is true. Assert means to state something, to state firmly something is true. It is assert. And that asserts or declares or states. Three things are given here. Any sentence that asserts means to state firmly that something is true, and declare also means to state publicly or officially that something is true, or to state means to say, simple meaning. So any sentence that asserts or declares or states something, that is very important. Short form something is a short form of something. Something factual is called an assertive sentence or a declarative sentence or a statement. Very simple. Any sentence that asserts something is called an assertive sentence. Any sentence that declares is something is called a declarative sentence. Any sentence that states something is called a statement, right? In this way, assertive sentence, declarative sentence, statement, all these names convey the same idea or the same meaning, right? And now let us take some examples for this. Okay, examples are there. What are the examples here? Let me give you. Dhoni is a good cricketer. Now look at this example. What are we doing here? We are asserting that Dhoni is a good cricketer. We are asserting. If you think, declare, it is also correct. If we declare, if you think, you are declaring Dhoni is a good cricketer. Okay. And if you state, if you think, you are stating that Dhoni is a good cricketer. So Dhoni is a good cricketer. You are asserting, you are declaring, you are stating. So whatever you call it, Dhoni is a good cricketer. You are asserting that Dhoni is a good cricketer. What else is there? Then New Delhi is the capital of India. What are you doing here? You are declaring that New Delhi is the capital of India. Okay. And next thing you see that Mohan is a bank employee. What are you doing? You are asserting that Mohan is a bank employee. You are declaring that Mohan is a bank employee. You are stating that Mohan is a bank employee. Okay. Anything else? Everest is the highest peak in the world. Okay. You are asserting that Everest is the highest peak in the world. And then comes, what is that? The Nile is the longest river, right? You are asserting, or you are declaring, or you are stating that the Nile is the longest river. So in all these sentences, what are we doing? We are asserting something. We are declaring something. We are stating something. Therefore, these sentences are called assertive sentence or declarative sentences or statements. By any one of these three names, you can call them. This is all about an assertive sentence, right? Now let's go to the next kind of sentences, right? Now the second one is interrogative sentence or a question. Dear learners of English grammar, interrogative sentence is a grammatical term and a question is a general English term. Remember, it is a grammatical term, it is a general English term. Then but both are the same in meaning. Question is an interrogative sentence, an interrogative sentence is a question. That's okay. And here, so the definition, any sentence, okay, any sentence. What does an interrogative sentence do? Any sentence, okay, that asks a question, asks a question is called an interrogative sentence. Any sentence that asks a question. What is that? Are you a student? Question. Where are you going? Question. How are you? Question. Have you done your homework? Question. So any sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence or a question, right? Are you following me? Right. And here, let me tell you one important thing. There are two kinds of questions. You must be aware of this fact. Most of the students may not have a very good idea about these questions, but now you can get it from me. Okay, there are two kinds of questions. What are they? Okay, number one, what is that? Ordinary questions, right? And then the WH questions. We have only two kinds of questions, ordinary questions and WH questions. And what are these ordinary questions and what are these WH questions? We are going to see a little bit elaborately. Now I'll talk to you about ordinary questions. Now let's go to the next slide. Ordinary questions. The other name for them is verbal questions. The other name for them is yes/no questions. Whether you call these questions or whether you call the ordinary questions by the other two names, verbal questions or yes no questions, it doesn't make any difference at all. Any difference. Ordinary questions, they are nothing but verbal questions. Why are they called a verbal questions? I am going to tell you now. And yes no questions also. Yes, here let me tell you ordinary questions. What is that? Yes, the questions that begin with helping verbs. Let me make use of a short form. HV stands for helping verbs. Any sentence, any question that begins with a helping verb, is called ordinary question. So the questions that begin with helping verbs are called verbal questions. So since they are all, see what are the helping verbs, let us see that. Helping verbs, I'll give you a list also. Here you see that, am, is, are, was, were, these are all helping verbs, and they are also called be forms because they were all born from be. And am, is, are, present be forms, was, were, past be forms, right? And here you pay attention, do, does, did, these are also helping verbs. And then comes have, has, had, these are also helping verbs. And then comes shall, should, will, would. Then comes what is there, can, could, may, might, must. So these are all helping verbs. Since any sentence, any question that begins with them is called an ordinary question. Remember, any question that begins with any one of them is called an ordinary question. So here let me say, are you a doctor? What is the question beginning with? Are. Are you a doctor? Okay. Yes. Was he selected? Question. Did you do your homework? Question. Have you done your homework? Question. Will you help me in the examination? Question. May I come in, sir? Question. So this, any question that begins with any one of these helping verbs is called an ordinary question. Since they are all helping verbs, they are also called verbal questions. And one more important thing, the answer to these questions is either yes or no. For example, are you a doctor? This question is beginning with a helping verb. What can be the answer to this? Either yes or no. Only two answers will be there. Therefore, in the examination, the examiners will not ask you yes no questions. So the answer will be either yes or no. Are you a doctor? If it is so, if it is right, you say yes. If not, no, you say. So any question. So will you help me? Will you help me? Helping that. Will you help me? If it is yes, yes. If it is no, no. That's all. That's why the questions that begin with these helping verbs are called verbal questions. The questions that begin with these helping verbs are called yes no question, because the answer to these questions will be either yes or no. Undoubtedly yes or no, not more than that. Of course, and they are also ordinary questions. I hope you have understood all about the ordinary questions. Okay, ordinary. Here, I would like to give you some more examples to make you understand. So here I am giving you some example. Am I a teacher? Am is a helping verb. To the answer may be either yes or no. Am I a teacher? Yes, I am a teacher. Then comes, are you a doctor? Yes or no. Okay. And then comes, is she a nurse? Yes or no. See the helping verbs. They are all beginning with helping verbs. Have they paid the exam fees? Does he smoke? Yes or no. నీళ్ళు వాటర్ నీళ్ళు నీళ్ళు తీసుకున్నాడు. Does he smoke? Yes or no? Do you practice cricket? Yes or no? Can she solve the problem? Yes or no? May I come in, please? Yes or no? Would you help me lift this box? So these are all blue color words are all helping verbs. Any question that begins with any one of the helping verbs is called an ordinary question. Since it is a helping verb, it is called a verbal question. Since the answer to these questions will be either yes or no, it is called what's that, yes no question also, right? Now I hope you have understood this one very clearly. There's no doubt. Okay, and now you go to the next one, WH questions. Now then, what are the WH questions? Okay, WH questions means what? Okay, the questions that begin with the WH words. WH words. What are the WH words here? See, what? Okay, what? Who? Whom? Whose? Which? Okay, why? Yes, when? Where? How? How much? Of course, how is not a WH word, but even then it is a WH question. It comes under that. How much? How many? Questions beginning with any one of them is called a WH question. Questions. And that is the thing. So you see, these are all WH words. Okay, these are all WH words. Questions that begin with any one of them is called. Yes, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? Where do they live? Where do they live? How are you? How is she? So these are all questions, right? They're all WH questions. And how these questions are formed, I will also give you a small idea. And it is very easy, dead easy for you. And you can easily make the WH questions. Simple. Before the ordinary questions, if you can use the WH word, that becomes yes. He is playing cricket. It is beginning with a subject. You know, assertive sentences always begin with a subject. They always begin with a subject, and that sentence affirms something, or sorry, asserts something, declares something, states something, and that begins with a subject. He is playing cricket, and you can change it into a question. It's called an assertive sentence. Any sentence that begins with the subject is called an assertive sentence. In another way also I can say, any sentence that begins with the subject, that is subject can be either a noun or a pronoun. Okay, so any sentence that begins with the subject is called an ordinary sentence, or ordinary sentence, assertive sentence, declarative sentence, statement, anything you can say. So here this is an assertive sentence. Now you can change it into an interrogative sentence. How? You just bring this helping verb to the front position. Then what happens? Is he playing cricket? Now it has become a question. He is playing cricket. Okay. Is he playing cricket? What did you do? You have just what is that? Reversed the inversed the what's that? Positions of the subject and verb. He is an ordinary sentence. Is he is a question. Actually, this is only the question. Is he is only the question. Playing cricket, same is there. But for this, the whole sentence is called an interactive sentence. Just but for this. whenever you bring the helping verb to the front position and rewrite the same sentence, then it becomes a question, an ordinary question. And now, is he playing cricket? This is an ordinary question. Now, before this, you can use that. Yes, why you just use it. Why is he playing cricket? Okay. How is he playing cricket? Where is he playing cricket? When is he playing cricket? How long is he playing cricket? You can use it. Why is he playing cricket? How is he playing cricket? Where is he playing cricket? When is he playing cricket? How long is he? So you can make so many WH questions. But the basic question is this. Before this, you cannot say why he is playing cricket. That's a bad English. Why is he playing? No, why is he playing cricket? That means, first of all, the sentence should be, the assertive sentence should be turned into an interrogative sentence. Thereafter only you have to add the WH words conveniently or according to your necessity. Right. And all these things, now we are deviating from the point. And now let me give you some examples to make you understand the WH questions. Right. And I'll talk to you about these questions in other video, and now you just see that. So, who are you? Okay, and here you see, what are you? Who are you means you must tell your name. Hey, Mister, who are you? Sir, I am Ramesh, sir. I am Mohan, sir. Something like that. What are you? When somebody asks you this question, you must tell what you are. Whether you are a student or a bank employee or a clerk or something, whatever you are doing, whatever the job you are doing, that you have to say. So, who are you? What are you? Difference is there. Who are you means you must tell your name. What are you? I'm a bank employee. I'm a student. Right? Like that. Okay. And what are you? Okay. How does she go to college? Right? And then comes, how long have you been learning English? Right? And why did he apply for the post? See, these are all WH words. Where have you deposited the amount? Ah, right. And here repeat, these are all WH questions. And one very important feature of these interrogative sentences is whether they are ordinary questions or WH questions, they end only in the, what is that, question mark, interrogation mark. Okay, that is very important. Question mark, everybody knows this. So both ordinary and WH question always end with a question mark. What is the question mark? This is the question. Right. Now, this second part, second kind of sentences are also over, right? And imperative sentences. Imperative sentences means what? Imperative sentences means, so the sentences, definition. Imperative sentence means any sentence, that contains, what is that? That contains an order, a command, okay, request, what is that, warning, a suggestion, advice, a piece of advice, etc. Any sentence that contains an order, okay, any sentence that contains an order or a command or a request or a warning or a suggestion or a piece of advice, etc., etc. Such a sentence is called an imperative sentence, and it has got two features. What are they? Let me tell you about them. What is that? They generally, what is that, begin with, what is that? They begin with a base form verb. BV means base form verb. Okay, the first form of the verb is called a base form verb. They always begin with a base form verb. That's number one. They begin with what is that? Please. Okay, Yes, they begin with what? Yes, they begin with don't. Okay, they begin with let. Okay, they begin with the base form verb. They begin with please. They begin with don't. They begin with let. They begin with any one of them. That's one of the features of these sentences. And one more thing is there in all these imperative sentences. You, the second person, is what is that? Omitted or implied or understood, because we speak these sentences only to the second person. Second person means the person spoken to is called the second person. You know, there are three persons in the English language: first person, second person, third person. First person means the person who speaks is the first person. I am speaking, so I am the first person. I am speaking to you. The person spoken to is the second person. I am speaking to you, therefore you are the second person. I am speaking about Mr. X, then X is the third person. So first person, second person, and third person. So in this way, we have three persons in the English language. I'll talk to you about these three persons in the chapter of pronouns. Okay, they are very very important. You know, they are structure words. Okay, in the previous video, I just talked to you about the structure words and content words, right? And here, this is once again you see that any sentence that contains an order, command, request, warning, suggestion, advice, etc. Let me say etc. Are called. Is called what is that? An imperative sentence, first point. And they always begin either with a base form verb or with please or don't or let. And in these sentences, you, the second person, is often implied or understood, because these sentences are spoken to the second person only. And I'll give you some examples to make you understand them. Right. Come here. Come here means you come here, because you are speaking. You speak this sentence only to the opposite person, the second person. Now, what do you say? What do you call the second person? You. Hey, you come here. You sit down here. You do this. You do that. So second person. So you is understood. It is understood. It is implied there. Come here means you come here. That's another meaning. So if you say that sentence in a harsh manner or in an angry way, then it is called an order. Come here. Then what happens? It becomes an order. If you can simply say, come here, you are simply asking somebody to come. You are asking the person to come here. So if you ask in a moderate manner, that's called a simple asking. If you say the same sentence in a harsh way, it becomes an order. And then comes sit down here. It can be order. It can be an order or a simple asking. Sit down here. Sit down here. Something like that. Yeah. Modulation of the tone is very important. Voice. Get out from here. It can be either an order or a simple asking. What can you say? Get out from here. If you say it angrily, get out from here, angrily, then it becomes an order. Get out from here, simple asking. So in this way, these are all orders. And request I'll give you. Please come here. When you are using this word please, automatically it becomes a request, right? You please, for you is always omitted, or that is there. Please come here means you please come here, that is the sentence. And then comes please sit down here, request. Same sentences, if you add please before them, take your seat please. So if you use please in the sentence, that becomes please. All please sentences are imperative sentences. All base form verb sentences are what is that? Imperative sentences. This is a base form verb. This base form, and please. So take your seat please, request. Okay, and now you go to the next one. Right. Now another feature of them is they begin with a don't. They begin with a base form verb. They begin with please. They begin with don't also. Don't play with fire. When you say don't, you don't play with fire. It means that you don't play with fire. That's the meaning. Okay. So when you say this, it becomes a warning. Hey, don't play with fire. Somewhat seriously, you are saying, hey, don't play with fire. The father is telling this sentence, telling his son, don't play with fire. It's a warning. Don't roam about in the hot sun. It's a warning. Don't roam about in the don't roam about in the hot sun. It's again a warning. Don't roam about. Hey, don't roam about in the hot sun. The sun is very hot. Be careful. Don't roam about in the hot sun. It's a warning. Here you see. Don't enter the house with muddy shoes. Warning. Hey, don't enter the house with your muddy shoes. Something like that. And here, don't has also another meaning, advice also. Don't waste your precious time. Don't. No, what is it doing? Don't. The teacher says, dear students, don't waste your precious time. Then what does it become? It is called a piece of advice or a suggestion. A piece of advice. It can be a suggestion. Don't smoke if you want to live long. It can be a warning, it can be a piece of advice, it can be a suggestion. Don't smoke if you want to live long. Don't read aloud. It can be either a piece of advice or a suggestion. Right? And lastly, these imperative sentences also begin with let. Okay, let me go out. Let me go out. मुझे जाने दो बाहर. Let me go out. Permission. You are seeking somebody's permission. Hey man, let me go out. मुझे बाहर जाने दो. So what are you doing? You are seeking somebody's permission. The man that is there. The security guard, somebody. They are seeking permission. Let them continue their match. Permission. The officer is giving them permission. Let them continue their match. Oh, match ko continue kar do. Let us watch the match on TV. Permission. They are taking permission from themselves. Let us watch the match on TV. So in this way, you know about the imperative sentences. Imperative sentences means the sentences that contain orders or requests, pieces of advice, suggestions, warnings. All these things are called imperative sentences. They usually begin with a base form verb. Please, don't, or let. And in these sentences, you, the second person, is usually implied or understood. It is because these sentences are spoken only to the second person. Right? So all these things you have learnt, and now let's go to the last kind of sentences, and we are at the end of the video. And please watch it carefully, sir, again and again, so that you can have a good command of all these things. So one should have a fairly good idea about all these things, so that you can speak wonderful English. Okay. Okay. Unless and until you know all these things, how can you become a good speaker? So knowingly you can speak wonderfully. Without knowing all these things, you may not speak wonderfully. So that is the reason why. And here, exclamatory sentences. This is the last kind of sentences. What is an exclamatory sentence? Exclamatory sentences means it's a sentences that express, what is that? That express some sudden strong feelings. Sir, sentences that express some sudden strong feelings. Some sudden strong feelings are called. What kind of feelings do we get? Pain, joy, sudden feeling. Suppose you are walking along the way, you hit your foot against a rock. Then what do you say? What do you say? Do you smile and keep going on smiling? No. So, something like that. All of a sudden, you hit a stone. What happens? Oh my God, my God. So you give out a cry of pain. You got the first rank unexpectedly. My hurrah, like that. So I have got the first rank. Your joy knows no bound. So you say something, and then comes sorrow. It's also a sudden feeling, grief, sudden feeling, fear. My God, there's a big snake. Suppose you are going along the way, suddenly a big cobra has come across you. What do you say? And do you stand there and keep watching that snake? What do you say? My God, you run away from there. So, fear, regret. Sorry, I should not have done so. Unnecessarily, I have insulted Sheila. I should not have done so. You are regretting, surprise, contempt. Can he stand top in the class? Can he stand top of the class? No. So, like that, contempt, some kind of sneaking admiration called. Sneaking admiration, ha, isko kya yaad aa raha hu?" Something like that. So, such sentences expressing some sudden strong feelings like these are called exclamatory sentences. One very important feature of them is they begin either with how or what. That's very important. They begin with how or what. That's very, very important. Sir, they begin with how or what. Of course, they are not WH questions, but how or what. These are the real exclamatory sentences. At the end of the exclamatory sentence, there will be an exclamation mark like this. If they are WH words or questioning words, they end in the question mark. But if they are the exclamatory words, okay, then what happens? No, they end in this. See here, what a fool you are. Is it a question? What a fool you are. Kitna fool hai re tumhe? Sometimes you say, what is the capital city of Bangladesh? You could not answer it. After coming out of that, you say, "Are itna easy question hai." You couldn't answer it. The capital city of Bangladesh, Dhaka re, kya? You say, and then you say, "What a fool you are." What a fool. When you say this, there is an exclamation of surprise in this. Actually, the sentence is like this. इसका मतलब ऐसा होता है, you are a big fool. You are a big fool. What a fool you are means you are. The sentence is you can say inverted, or what is that? The is it a put it this word inversion. It is inverted. So you are. Yes, you are a big fool. If he is ordinary fool, who can get the exclamation of surprise? If you are an ordinary fool, can you get an exclamation of surprise? Will there be any surprise in being a fool? No. Since you are a big fool, that's why no, you are a big fool. But if you say this, you are a big fool, can you get any exclamation of surprise in this? Can you find in this? No. It is only a statement. You are a big fool. That's all. But here is what a fool you are. The way you say the sentence itself is making you get an exclamation of surprise. What a fool you are. क्या है रो कितना fool है आप. So something like that. When you talk to your friends, you say like that. हमारे हैदराबाद में ऐसी बात करते. They speak in this way only. क्या है रो कैसा कर रहा है? ये भी मालूम नहीं है क्या आपको? Something you say. What a fool you are. And one more example here is, what a horrible noise it is. That means, cut. The sentence is like this. It's a horrible noise. If you say it's a horrible noise, there is nothing strange in this. There is no strong feeling. It is a very, very, it's a big, since he is a big fool, this surprise is there. Since the sound noise is very horrible, this exclamatory sentence has become possible. How, what a horrible noise it is. What a blunder she has made. She has made a big blunder. If she has made a small blunder, no, there will be no exclamation of surprise. Since she has made a big blunder, there is a big exclamation of what a blunder she has made. What a clever idea it is. Ah, what a clever idea it is. What a wonderful idea it is. It's a very clever idea. It means it's a very clever idea. If it is an ordinary idea, can you find any exclamation of surprise in that? No. Since it is very clever, very, very clever. That's why you find some exclamation of surprise in the sentence. That's why you say, what a clever idea it is. Ah, itna clever idea hai bhai ye. What a nuisance it is. It's a big nuisance. 6-inch borewell is, you can say, digging, keep going on. You are preparing for the interview next day. But what do you say then? What a nuisance it is. Tomorrow I have an interview to attend. But a nuisance it is. That means it's a big nuisance. That's why this kind of exclamation of surprise. Strong feeling of surprise. Okay. Sir, these are all beginning with what and ending in what? Exclamatory mark. Okay. Right. And now I will talk to you another thing. What is that? Exclamatory sentence will also begin with yes. What is that? They are formed with what or how. What sentence are over? And now I'll give you a few sentences with how. What is that? How clever she is. She is very clever. That is why this kind of exclamation of surprise. How clever she is. Oh, kitna chalu hai. Something. How terrible the sea is. The sea is very terrible. How sweet these mangoes are. These mangoes are very sweet. What do you say? How do you say? Oh, how sweet these mangoes are. How sweet these mangoes are. Exclamatory mark. How foolish you are. How foolish you are. That means you are very foolish. How hardworking he is. He is very hardworking. How beautiful she is. She is very beautiful. Therefore, there is an exclamation of surprise. Oh, how beautiful she is. How beautiful the Taj Mahal is. Something like that. Okay. And how expensive the mobile phone is. iPhone 13 or 15 or 14 or whatever. It's very expensive because it checks the frauds. The iPhone is very expensive. So, dear learners of English grammar, exclamatory sentences contain strong feelings, some sudden strong feelings like what is that? Yes, what is that? Fear, or what is that? Joy, or pain, or regret, or contempt. Okay, something like that. Okay, all these things. And one important aspect of them is they begin either with what or how. The sentences beginning, the exclamatory sentences beginning with what and how are called the real exclamatory sentences. And why I am saying real means the other exclamatory sentences are also there that begin with interjections. Okay, last one I'll tell you that, and afterwards I wind up this video. Okay, please have patience with me. You watch the movie for sitting in the theater for 2-3 hours, but here it's a video. imparting education, imparting knowledge. Please, any video, any educational video, please listen to it, watch it carefully. Your knowledge will expand like anything. Please, I'm an elderly person. I have every right to give you a piece of advice in this way. Okay, right. And now, please go wait for the last piece of you can say item. Uh, Last piece. What is that? Exclamatory sentence with interjections. Interjections means words expressing some sudden strong feelings. Interjections means you know very well. Words, they are words. Exclamatory sentences are sentences. Interjections are words. Words expressing what? Expressing some sudden strong feelings. Interjections. What are the interjections? Here you see, alas. It is indicating some sadness, grief, sorrow, something like bravo, you are praising somebody. Bravo, you have done well. Hurrah, this is a word used to indicate joy. Okay, shh, it indicates some kind of fear. Okay, hey, shh, the baby is asleep. Shh, you say. Sometimes during the examination the students will be moving here and there, you can say resorting to malpractice, take for granted. Then what does the invigilator do? The principal is coming to that room. Hey, shh, the principal is coming, be careful. Shh, fear. Ah, ah, how pleasant this day is. Ah, something like that. Okay, and here, oh, you are the son of Mr. Ramesh. Okay, right. Eh, what is this gadbad here? You get away from here. Oh, eh, it's a word. You can say to indicate contempt, or you can say some kind of hatred. Get out from here. Something like that. My God, my goodness. These are the words used according to the situation. My God, what happened to him? Has he met with an accident? My goodness, I have forgotten to lock the house. Something like that. These are all interjections. And here it is like that. Alas, the young lady died of coronavirus. See, alas, it's a word indicating sadness. Here is the sad news is there. But remember, between this interjection and this sentence, there is no any grammatical link or grammatical relationship. Remember that. It is separate and it is separate, but these are brought together to make the sentences. That's it. Alas, the young lady died of coronavirus. Hurrah, we have won the match. Okay. And then, oh, you are the son of Mr. Shrikant, the IAS officer. Oh, oh, right. Oh, you are the senior. You are the senior student of this college. Oh, today the sky is very serene. Serene means clear, without clouds and all that. Okay, and my God, somebody has stolen my. Oh my God, somebody has stolen my purse. So, my God, you use it in different cases like that. My goodness, I have forgotten to lock the main door. Eh, don't make a noise. Get out from here. Look at all these examples, please. And they are very interesting examples I have chosen for you, for you, for you. Please watch this video not once, twice, thrice, till you get command of these sentences. Okay. Not only this, in the days to come, I'm going to, you can say, what's it? I'm going to, you can say, make public many videos on various grammatical aspects. Okay. I'm preparing two kinds of videos. What is that? Grammar for all. These grammar for all videos are meant for all, and anybody can watch it, and they are all grammar what is that related videos. And grammar for success videos are also making, and they are meant exclusively and specifically for those preparing for the competitive examinations like IPBS, Staff Selection Commission, RBI, NDA, LIC, GIC, whatnot, all kinds of things. I'm going to discuss the question paper also. My motto is whatever the knowledge I have, I want to impart it to you. Please, please subscribe to my channel, and so that you can get every new update instantaneously on the uh, YouTube homepage of your smartphone or smart device. And share this video also with your friends. This is my second video, sir, and I'm preparing so many videos. More than 300 videos are there in the line. Okay, right. And with this, I would like to, you can say, close this day's work. Thank you, dear learners of English. Thank you very much for watching my team video. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Right.